Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission, and today I am going thrifting. And I thought I would try to take you along with me. I haven't done one of these videos in a really long time. I have the luck today of having an open window to go thrifting. Now, if you don't know, I usually only thrift one time a week, and it's usually limited time. My bins is about an hour away, and I usually only get like a time in the middle of the day to go thrifting. You know, I see some of these thrifters and they go every day. They're really close to some of their Goodwills and their locations, but that's just not my story. The closest thrift store that I could go to, which is not even my Goodwill bins, would be at least 30 minutes away. So I really have to strategize and schedule out what I'm doing for the week, juggling all the things as a mom and as a reseller. So I got lucky today. I mean, kind of lucky, because my husband's home, which if you know, you know, sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. The high today in Wisconsin is 7 degrees, and my husband works outside all year round. And lucky for him, they called it off today. It's finally cold enough for them not to work outside today. The field temp in Wisconsin is negatives right now. So honestly, a lot of times he works outside, like no matter what. If it could be 100, it could be 0. But the machines weren't starting. So long story short, he got to stay home. So he gets to be the dad, the husband, running around all the kids, doing all the chores and things. So I get to go do what I want. Oh my goodness. I'm here in a parking lot. Oh, look, there's a Quick Trip behind me. That's funny. Because that's a Midwest thing. If you know, you know, Quick Trip. But I'm on my way to do some thrifting. I am hoping to go to multiple locations. Now, I get petered out. I'm gonna need like a couple Dr. Peppers, maybe some snacks in my pocket, because I'm not used to being able to go thrifting for more than usually 3 to 4 hours and one location. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm hopeful, even if it's just the bins, I'm hoping to like stay there long enough to feel good about my haul, and then I'm gonna share it with you guys. So I will take you along with me, and at the end, I'll show you what I found from this day, show you all the items that I picked up. I'm just hoping, you could go out any day and it could be a totally sucky day, right? Like, I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but of course that could be the case. So hopefully I have an open-ended window. Hopefully my back holds out. You guys know I have, my back sometimes doesn't want to do all the things I want it to do. So fingers crossed, here we go. Let's see what happens. All right, friends, I made it to the Goodwill outlet bins. The sun is shining from this way, so it's a little bit of a weird shadow for a second. It's about as busy as normal. The cold doesn't stop anyone here in Wisconsin, and truthfully, my location is very busy. It's between Milwaukee and Chicago pretty much, and it's right off like a main highway. It's traveled very often, so my location is always busy. Sometimes I see these other videos. In fact, the grateful reseller, Quemby, she's in Northern California. And the other day she was posting a video about how dead her bins were. There was like 6 people in there. My bins would literally never, ever be that way. Although she's in California, which I would think would be super busy. Ginger Marvin out in Colorado, she finds fantastic things all the time, and hers isn't that busy either. I don't know. I don't know. I think being between Milwaukee and Chicago, this location makes it super busy and competitive. Always full of resellers. But thankfully today, I can take my time and do as I please. There are other thrift stores in this area, and then on the way home, there's a couple that I could maybe stop at as well. So I'm going to take my time, fingers crossed. hoping to find some good quality items, stack the reasons to pick them up, maybe some stuff for my whatnot show here, of course, at the bins, because it's such a low cost of goods. So sorry for the weird shadow. The sun's this way and it is pounding. It's only 7 degrees out, but the sun is shining, which makes it feel a little less bad. All right, here I go. Here we are in the thick of it, just piles and piles and piles of clothes. Here's my cart. It's unsorted, but you can see it doesn't look like a whole lot at this point. I was really trying to be selective. You can see there's a few pairs of shoes, some sorted items in my bags, but really not a whole lot here. Seriously, look at the price on this item as far as what Goodwill was looking to get for. It ended up the bins, and not even I wanted to buy it for a per pound price. Here I am still looking through bins and bins of clothes. You can see that there are just piles and piles, giant piles of clothes to go through, only to find a few items if you are lucky. All right, friends, it's a different glow and look to me now because it is dusk. The sun is going down. Sadly, it's only 5 p.m., but it's about to be dark. So a little bit of another odd color here going on in the photo. But man, that was rough. That was really rough. I spent 5 hours there. It's, like I said, 5 o'clock. And I got like 52 pounds, which really isn't that much for 5 hours. I listened to most of the other resellers the entire time say, this is junk, this is terrible, what's going on? Which I feel like happens a lot at my bins. And as you can see in a couple of the clips, my bins are overflowing. I mean, some of the piles are taller than me, like, and I get it's like in a bin, but like the top of the piles are 6.5 feet tall. There's so much junk, stained, holey, old, unusable. It's just a lot of junk. It really is. Luckily, I did still find 52 pounds, but that's not as much as I would like to have gotten in 5 free full hours of time. But what are you gonna do? I got a little bit for my whatnot shows, a little bit that I'm gonna save for summer, and like a bag and a half for selling online on my main platforms, eBay, Poshmark, Depop. I do feel like I was very selective, so that's good. I was very careful and cautious. I made sure to re-look over all of my items. I made sure to look up any items that I was not entirely sure about. I stuck to better sizes. I actually passed on a ton of nice size small things. I have so many smalls and they just take so long to sell. So even though the cost was only $1, I didn't pick them up. So now it's dark. Look at Goodwill, it says right there. I am going to still go to one retail. I have a couple options. I haven't decided. I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get some food. Your girl is starving. My fingers started tingling. I have a lot of back problems, and I was like, whoop, it's time to go, because my back was starting to do funny things. So it'll be nice. I'm gonna sit for a minute, get me a snack, get me some food, and hit up a retail for an hour or two. Like I said, I have a couple options. One is not that far, but they don't do any half-offs. So I have to be very selective. Their pricing is higher, or I can make it about halfway home, and there's another one that will have half-off tags. So I only have so much time because they close between 7 and 8, like depending on which location I go to. So not as good as I would have liked, but I'm still thankful. The cost was only like $82 for 50 pounds of goods. So I have to be thankful and still optimistic and realistic. That's a great cost of goods. And hopefully I'll have some better news from the retail one, but you never know. We'll see. Sometimes I cannot believe how packed these Goodwill retail store racks are. Look at me struggling, trying to look through any of these items. Honestly, it's kind of ridiculous. I was unable to really look through these items and I ended up just walking away. Remember that my locations took away their half off days and their discounts about 6 months ago. And I don't think this is any better. Having overflowing racks no one can look through is not a great selling point. And honestly, it's frustrating. Look at this cart. I'm ready to check out. It is honestly kind of sad, but there wasn't much to bring home. Okay, friends, I got excited. I got refueled with my food and then I ran inside. I forgot to do a video before I went inside, but I am done now sourcing for the day. I was in there about 2 hours. It is 7:30. I have been sourcing for a total of 7 hours. I can barely walk. And I will say that it wasn't the greatest sourcing trip ever. I am thankful for my bins trip, even though that also wasn't great, but the cost of goods is very low. I am trying to be very picky and specific about the items I'm picking up. One item saved me here in the regular Goodwill. I paid $9.49 for it, and it's a good one. And I do think that will pretty much pay for everything I got at the regular Goodwill stop here, which was like $56. I did have some points. I haven't gone to this Goodwill in months and months, but they do have points. So every time you go, you collect points, and then you can use them or you can save them. I was like, whatever I have, just use them. So I did get like $11 or $12 off. So I will take that into the account of each of my items, which were obviously a little bit more expensive because it's a regular Goodwill and this one does not have a half off. But it's still pretty pricey. So I had to be very selective. And to be honest, some of those racks were so packed that I didn't even look through them. You couldn't even see any of the items. Like, it gets so bad at some of these Goodwills that you would have to take off 20 hangers off the rack in order to be able to see the item that you're looking at. And Goodwill, if you're listening, what I have to say about that is lower your prices, bring back half off days or some kind of discount, because you have so much product that no one can look through it and people obviously aren't buying it. I mean, I saw things priced for crazy prices. And of course I got like some reasonable things as well. But you know, your $9.99 t-shirts, that's how much a lot of t-shirts are at my location. At least $9.99 for jeans. Most blouses start at $6.99 here. I mean, virtually you can't get anything for under $5 here as far as clothes goes, unless it's kids. And I watch other resellers all the time. In fact, I listen to Harry Tornado, and they're in the Carolinas, and they always talk about how they can't believe how expensive their t-shirts are. They went up to $4.25 or something. I'm like, are you kidding? You should come to my Goodwills out here. They're like crazy expensive. I do think some other locations and regions have much better and more competitive pricing. I think even Surf's Up Finds, he's in Indiana, and his pricing is so reasonable. He gets stuff for $4 or $5 all the time, and that is just not the case out here. And I know some of you have experienced the same, that you have very high Goodwills, and that is difficult. And then some of you have more reasonable, and you know, like I said, in 2026 I need to venture out. Hopefully I can manage my time a little bit better and be able to source more than one time per week, and maybe just do short trips out to different locations just to see what's happening out there, so I can have a variety of stops. Because $10 jeans, $10 dresses, there were a lot of dresses that were marked anywhere between $15 and $25, and they're like not even new with tags or anything like fancy. I'm like, I don't understand where they come up with these prices. There was a random Calvin Klein dress, which I pass on 99% of the time, for $24.99. Not a special material, not new with tags. I was like, this thing has to be laced with gold or something. Something strange has to be happening. And no, there was nothing specific. I don't know why they thought that Calvin Klein was just lined in gold, and it's not, and it's probably going to sit there and then end up at the bins. And even at the bins, someone probably isn't going to pick it up. So, yeah. Anywho, a little rant, end of day. I would give this trip a 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, just because I'm trying to be nice. I got things. 7 hours and about $120 spent. I'll have to do a piece count when I get home. It's probably 40 or 50 pieces total with the Goodwill bins outlet. Maybe a little bit more, because I did get some kids stuff for my kids shows, but a lot of work, a lot of time, been gone a long time. I'm going home and get my pajamas on, but I will do the haul tomorrow, and then that will be the end of the video. Thanks so much for watching. For now, hey, stay tuned, because here comes the haul. Okay, now I'm finally back in my office, and I am going to go over the items I got on this trip. To recap, I went to the Goodwill outlet bins for 5 hours, and I did not get that much. In my opinion, I got 52 pounds, and that was about $80 something. And then I went to a retail location a few miles down the road, and I spent 2 hours there, and after my points discount, I spent about $52 there. Overall, like, if you think I went 7 hours thrifting, I don't know. I would love to hear you guys' opinion, as always. Like, does this look like a lot for 7 hours? Maybe wait until you see the items I got. I have a mix of course, some things I'm going to put into my whatnot inventory, my whatnot shows, and then things that I will sell on eBay, Poshmark, Depop. Don't get me wrong, I have some good items to show you. I just felt like for that much time, it did not seem that significant. But let's go over it. And I would love to hear your thoughts. So in total for these 4 bags, there's 4 bags sitting here, I spent about $130 in 7 hours of my time. That's the investment. This right on top, which is, I just saw there's a couple quarters rolling around in there. So, hey, that's going to add on to my, that's going to be a positive, right? Couple quarters in there. Is this mesh? This is the bin stuff. I'll do the bin stuff, and then I'll do the retail location. The retail location was just okay. Excuse me. A nice little Nike mesh zip-up bag. It has like the side pockets for water bottles. I just thought this was kind of nice. I have not decided if that's going to go on my whatnot or just a regular listing. You know, someone commented on one of my videos the other day and was discussing how much of the inventory that came from the store and how much of it is just like raw goods, donations, overstock, things they didn't put in the shop. And I will say a lot of my bins has things that come from the store. They said that theirs was 5% raw inventory, and mine is not that case. So I'm sure every location is different. This brand is Home Buddy. And this is going in my whatnot. I think this bag is mostly whatnot. Just like a cute little, this gives me like kind of earthy adventure vibes. A nice little pullover long sleeve in a size medium. They had $11.99. Homebody is like an okay brand, but it's not like a high selling brand. Why they thought they were going to get $11.99 for this is honestly beyond me. It's cute. Obviously, I still picked it up, but I wouldn't pay $11.99 in the store for it. Here's a newer to me brand, a Paris. You know, this is a brand where the sell-through rates were kind of dependent on the item. I did look it up. It's made in Italy. Not anything good with the materials, which is kind of a bummer. However, I'm going to put this also in my whatnot inventory. The solds for this sweater from this brand, a Paris, made in Italy, were in the $30 range. So I do have the option of putting that one on eBay as well. I'm trying to pick items for my whatnot that are just as quality that I would put onto my eBay. So sometimes I do struggle with that because that's probably $30. And in my whatnot show, it might only sell for $5 to $7. Look at that face. You're like, what? Why? I don't know. So there is a mix of Whatnot and other, inventory in here. And sometimes at the last minute, I change my mind. Look at this. I cannot. Stunning, stunning scarf. It does, there was a few loose threads, so I'm going to have to take some time to clean up a little bit of the threads on this. It's a scarf with a unique flare at the end. And when I looked this up, it appeared to be sold at Anthropologie at one point. It's Vis Maya. Either way, honestly, this kind of item is definitely something I pick up to resell. Look how stunning that is. It makes me so happy. This gorgeous floral embroidered boho hippie. It's a nice long length scarf with a kind of flare at the end, which is unique. I love finding embroidered items, of course. This is, Anthropologie here. Size small. Some of the by Anthropologie items have these two thin long tags, and it literally says by Anthropologie on it. Another stunning little blouse. It's got pleated details, a kind of a whimsical, feminine, floral print in these nice color combos. Button at the end. Very pretty. Remember, these are all coming from the bin, so all of those things probably cost me $1 a piece. So I have to stay grounded and remember that even though I don't have a lot of quantity, in my opinion, each of those were only $1 cost of goods. And my goal for 2026 is only items I believe I can get $20 for on my eBay Poshmark Depop, or a very solid, quality item to put into my Whatnot shows. This is Columbia, which I don't do a whole lot in Columbia, but I will in more of their adventure stuff, which you're like, duh, Columbia is mostly adventure, but I do like selling their nylon and utility pants. This is a women's capri, which I love. It'll be great for spring and travel. It's a size 16, which is also a great size, and it has the Omni Shield. So this is a adventure, hiking, camping, outdoors, Columbia capri, and a bigger, a plus size. 16 is right around that 0x, 1x price. In the store, they were trying to get $9.99. I'm going to probably list that at $25 to $29 on eBay and land at my $20 goal. This is Billy Blues. I actually picked this up for the style, but it did have a lot of really nice features. Like the zippers say Billy Blues right on it. This is a pair of cargo pants, which, if you know, that style is huge right now. These cargo style pants, big pockets, cargo pocket, at least a straight, if not a wide leg. You don't want a skinny if you're going for more of the trendy styles. Made in the USA. So I'll put in some of those keywords with this item and get that sold. But that's very much a trendy style-based piece right now, are those kind of relaxed cargo pants with the cargo pocket. I see this string. Oh, I picked this up at the end. And this is going to go on my Whatnot. It's a leather, like a small messenger bag, which of course you can remove the zipper, so you could also say it's a clutch. And I should almost keep it for myself, because my iPhone, I think I have the 15 or something, my kids were just telling me, the iPhone I have fit right into this, which was really convenient because it's like a carrying case. It has, though, the camera there that you can have, a zipper. This also only cost me like $1. All the little pockets. So just a nice, slim, minimal, messenger bag, messenger kind of clutch, which could, is kind of versatile. So that will go in my Whatnot. Ooh, this was a great find. Oh, let's see. They were asking $7.99 in the store. This is Zara. It's a size large sweater. I love the combo of this gray and the pink, super pretty. And I do believe it did have a percentage of a good quality material. Zara's tags are always like like a small book. Anybody ever feel that? Like there's a couple brands where the tags are like 3 pages long. This is wool and alpaca with acrylic. So acrylic is a little bit less of a good material. It usually does feel like alpaca or wool blend, but this does have 15% wool and 14% alpaca as well. So a wool and alpaca blend, Zara, good size and a large. I do believe that's going to go into my Whatnot show as well. So a lot of this is so far Whatnot items. This is a style based though, and this is going in my eBay. Anybody want to guess some keywords on this puppy? She's pretty. This is vintage Y2K. Baby doll top. Definitely Y2K vintage is kind of a keyword in itself that will get this sold. The baby doll top, it's this dark satin, dark purple in a satin finish. The brand is Studio Y, which basically means nothing besides the fact that it is a Y2K brand that was popular. I believe it was sold at like JCPenney and Kohl's, but it's the style on this. I'll put whimsy goth, fairy goth, just goth. They love, you know, that style aesthetic incorporates a lot of dark colors, but the satin finish kind of gives it more of a whimsy, kind of more of a feminine or like dark romantic. That would be a great keyword for that one, because the satin finish is very pretty. This is new with tags. One size fits most. This may go into my spring summer Whatnot. So it is brand new. It's a kimono. Look at this. Very, very pretty. Would be perfect for probably spring, summer, and fall. A lightweight open front kimono. Kimonos have like a side sleeve like this. But look at that. It's pretty. Again, a Whatnot item. Oh, I did get a couple purses. This also, I do believe this will go into my, this maybe in my plus size Whatnot. I don't know. This is Tahari. And I like picking up their 100% linen items. This is a plus size 1X, which is fantastic. It's like a washed out kind of red color with this nice little bit of a flare bell sleeve. Lightweight, airy, travel. People like their tassels because you can leave them down as like an accent. Or you can tie them, of course, as well. And there is a little bit of like embroider kind of detail down here, which is really pretty as well. So some of these I'll really have to decide, is it worth it for me to list? I mean, I'd always love to hear your guys' opinion as well. Or do I put it on Whatnot and hope to sell it for the $5? That's my minimum on my shows. $5. This actually I got for my husband and my son, but it is still a decent pickup. It's LL Bean, but this is a tall 2XLT. That's my husband and my son's size now, in this nice little flannel. And at the bins, I mean, that's like, you got to pick that up. I could also put that in my Whatnot though, to be completely honest with you. I would do that. I've done talls in my Whatnots before, and they've done well. I love this brand, Westport. It's not going to make you $1 million, but they do have a small following, and they make really pretty, like boho, kind of a mix of boho and nautical style pieces. Look at this skirt. Beautiful. This is beachy, boho, hippie. Definitely could be like cruise vacation wear with these different colors. It does have a stretch waistband, and this is a size 1X again. So just a very pretty midi length skirt in those style based keywords. If I threw that on eBay, I definitely feel like I could get $20. I'd list at $29, and I would hope to end between $20 and $25, and that is pretty much the minimal of what I'm going to be doing in 2026. Now this is new with tags, Stitch Fix. If you don't know what Stitch Fix is, it's a company and a website that will curate items to you. Like you have like a monthly subscription, and you put in all the things that you like. Like I like boho. Oh, I like modern. I like, you know, clean, minimalist, basic pieces, and they curate items and send them to you. Stitch Fix. But this is brand new. In the store, they were trying to get $12.29 for this. And it is a long maxi length dress in this really pretty purple and white color. Long maxi length. I think I'm trying to stay away from smalls. This says a size large. It's a fitted large for sure. I may put like medium large in my title or description, because that looked kind of on the smaller side to me, but it was meant to be fitted. So new with tags, Stitch Fix. Hester and Orchard, I've sold this brand before, and ironically enough, I've sold it in, well, this is inside out. I've sold it in this like chambray tencel lyocell material before. It feels like tencel lyocell. Let's see. It is 100% tencel lyocell, plus size 1X again. Now, 1X on my eBay stores does seem to be a slower plus size, but I would take a 1X over a size extra small basically any day of the week. And it's 100% lyocell, kind of like the chambray, very classic item for the same things like beach, resort, vacation, all of those things, and just spring and summer. People love to wear their chambray, kind of blue chambray denim type of tops, and then they'll wear like their khakis or their white pants together with it. Just a very classic combo for style. Alex Evenings, this is a more formal wear brand that I have sold before. This is vintage, made in the USA, size large. Sometimes they're really glam pieces with a lot of rhinestones, bling, sequins will sit a little bit longer because you have to have the right customer to pick that up, right? It needs to be for an event, maybe bridal wear or a wedding, things like that. However, these, and I comped these out while I was there, are wide leg meshy chiffon pull on pants. And I think these have more of a like style based and classic features to them. So they're not just going to be for more of a formal type of event, because you could easily wear these for workwear, an office, right? They're a high-waisted pull-on stretch pant in a like chiffon material, and it's more of a wide leg. So, and then plus it is vintage, made in the USA. So I'll put all of that in there. The comps were about $30 for these, which is fantastic. And they're lightweight, flowy, airy, but they're also career and office workwear, going out, date night, those types of things. Lots and lots of keywords to be used with those. My cost of goods is $1 and they're going to sell around $30. And that would be fantastic if I did that every time. Especially from the bins, taking $1 to $30 is going to be like my ultimate goal. Yes, in 2026. But my bread and butter is going to be a solid I have to feel very confident that my items are going to be selling at least $20 sold. Hopefully I can do that, because I have a hard time not picking things up, even though I know that there's profit there. I've talked to so many of you about that it's so hard, especially at the bins, when you know it's going to only cost you $1. You know there's profit to be made, but we have to focus and hone in on the quality of items that we're picking up. I was just basically trying to talk to myself there, because that's what I need to remember. You guys know this tag. I show it all the time. Lauren Ralph Lauren. But this is a size 12, which is great. A very classic, high selling. 12 is a very popular size. And they're just a pair of like straight khakis. And I do believe this is going to be one that would probably sell in the $25 range. I thought they were, it's cotton and elastane. Says they're from 2018. But just again, kind of like a classic pull pant, great women's size 12. That's not $1 million sale, but it's a solid $20 to $25. This was Eileen, and I thought about maybe putting this in my whatnot show. We know Eileen Fisher, size small. It's a meshy, gauzy, semi-sheer top. And I thought about putting in my whatnot because it's very lightweight. That my cost of goods is $1, maybe even less. And this one shockingly did not have a whole lot of other reasons to pick it up besides the brand. So it actually might not do that well on eBay. It probably will only fetch me $20 and it might sit for a little while. It's just viscose and nylon. Not to say that it's not a good item. This probably new still cost $75 to $100. But it's probably not going to be my fastest selling Eileen. Just kind of like a mesh open front cardigan. And a low cost of goods. Almost to the end of bag 1 here. Nanette Lepore. This is going to go into my whatnot show. I don't pick up a whole lot of things from her. Honestly, it's mostly a pass. But this is extra fine merino wool in a nice turtleneck sweater. And I do find, you know, quality materials do pretty well on my whatnots. And it is like a full roll turtleneck in a lovely dark deep purple. Yeah, 100% extra fine merino wool. So that's the pickup there. That will go into my whatnot show. Look at that. One bag. Oh, there's one piece left in there I missed. This is 1X, new with tags. And I loved this purple color. How pretty is this? Little boho top. This is another whatnot item. Look at this sleeve. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. Semi-sheer with kind of that crochet knit. This is boho, hippie, cowgirl, festival. So many different keywords. A lovely light purple color. And yeah, it's brand new with tags. So that helps. You know, if it was not brand new with tags, I'm not sure I would pick it up because it's just a boutique brand. I can't see what the original price tag was on it. And it's going on my whatnot. This is a cute little purse. This also gives me beachy nautical boho vibes. $6.99. It's Vera Bradley. She puts a little ribbon on most of her zipper pulls, and then usually the inside is some kind of floral print. A lot of her purses are floral print, to be completely honest with you. And this is a pretty clean bag. You always want to look in the inside, make sure it's not like all icky. It does have a QR code, so that means to me that it's definitely newer within the last 10 years. Made in Cambodia, Vera Bradley. Oh, it says 2023. So this is only 2 years old, which is great. A top zipper and just like a messenger bag. Love the color combo. The outside is like that straw kind of wicker material. Nice little messenger bag. They were trying to get $6.99 in the store. I'm finding that they're trying to put so much price on Vera Bradley's in the store. So I'm surprised that they were only asking $6.99 on that. Most of my Veras in my regular retail stores, they're asking like $20 for. Jeez, this is going to be the longest video on the planet. I better go faster. Faster. This is, and I don't know how to say it, but I've sold it before. Tignanello. And I did search comps. Tignanello. Tignanello. I hate that my camera never picks up these names the way I want them to. They were trying to get $14.99. Just a really nice messenger bag in this like lovely purpley blue kind of color. I did get this one as well. It's the same brand with a different tag there. It's on the silver. Tignanello. And this is like a, I'm saying too many ums today, huh? What's wrong with me? My brain's not functioning. A like color block, a two-tone with a dark red with a black. And they just have like nice features. Zipper pockets, zipper top. You know, the material is quality, very nice. Another purse there. You know, most of these purses are less than a pound, so you know, they're like $1.50 to $2 for regular purses and bags that aren't super heavy. Now I'm gonna put this in my kids' whatnot. It's 3 to 6 months. It's a little Columbia. How cute. Little Columbia one piece. I think this was Burt's Bees, no? Yeah, this is Burt's Bees, 18 months. Going into my whatnot inventory for my kids' shows. This is Free People, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep, Free People. Look for that tiny little copper bar. That's one of their many tags. Size medium. Really cute little tank top. I may put this in my summer inventory for whatnot. This is Tea by Talbot. Just a cute little pair of shorts. I love those big pockets. Beachy, nautical. Again, going into my summer whatnot. I scheduled one in February. I might try to do one in January, honestly, and start putting some of those things out there. Youth extra large Under Armour. Again, going into my kids' show. This bag seems to be pretty much all. Sometimes I'm good at my job and I put all of the whatnot stuff in a bag and all of my stuff that I'm going to sell online in a different bag. A little Ralph Lauren. Look at this cute little pony. I do a kids premium and athletic whatnot show. So that's where all of those will go. This is a 4X Catherine's. This is something I would put online, and if it doesn't sell in a whatnot, my whatnot plus size shows, that's what I'll do. I'll just move it over to my eBay. That'll be a $20 sale on eBay. Hannah Anderson, a fantastic kids brand. Many people sell this online. This is going in my kids premium whatnot, but it's a brand to know because a lot of Hannah Anderson items on eBay will still go for $15 to $25. If you get something substantial, it could go for more than that. Victoria's Secret, size medium. Another cute little satin tank top. Look at how cute this is. Little Jurassic Park hoodie. Ooh, I think this was another Hannah Anderson potentially. You know, these more substantial sizes especially will get you $15 to $20 on a kid's item. Hannah Anderson, size 10. This adorable little flower dress. Can't pass up on a Minnie and Mickey Mouse. I do pick up basically anything Disney related because I know all the kids, you know, my kids too, they had their favorite movies. They always go through different stages, right? My kids loved do. You know, they liked Mickey and Minnie, and then they like kind of went on to the next thing. So all of those things at some point are, you know, in the kids realm, whether it's Toy Story or Minnie and Mickey or Sesame Street, you know. So I pretty much pick up all of those. Another Hannah Anderson, size 12. This again, this nice little kind of cardigan Nordic in a really nice dark green color. This could go for $20 online. A kids Hannah Anderson. This is a Zara, and Zara Kids does better than Zara Adults. And look at these cute elbow pocket, elbow patches. Oh, I forgot I had a couple things at the bottom here. Oshkosh, I always pick up their quality bibs. These are a smaller size. They have the snap buttons at the bottom. Every kiddo looks cute in Oshkosh bibs. And this was Janie and Jack, another high quality kids brand to know. I got golf balls for my son. There's a couple things, random things at the bottom here. Some thread. You never know what you're gonna find. And a pair of sunglasses. And look at this cute little, one of those, what do they call it? Like those pop-it things? Pop-it? And it's a purse. I'll put this in my kids' show. Just because it's cute. And for a while, pop-its were the big thing. And everyone wanted them. But they were like crazy like expensive. But now you can get them for like $1, you know, a couple dollars or whatever. So this is another towel. People keep correcting me on how I pronounce it. Anywho, these are a nice pair of work style. It's the Southampton pant. And I looked up that specific style, and they're selling for between $25 and $35 with a pretty good STR. It was like 40%, which is pretty good for that specific style of this pant. And it's an 18W, which is a great size. Southampton pant, just like a kind of a classic chino in a navy color. I got this because it brought me back to Y2K. Now, mini skirts are back in the Y2K vintage kind of younger crowd of customers. Star City, this is a vintage Y2K brand I've sold before. Paper tag, made in the USA. The size is a 3. The tiniest little itty bitty of a mini skirt. It kind of gives me like Barbiecore type of vibes, maybe Bratz dolls. This style was so popular. You might put like a pair of tights underneath and like your big chunky boots. Someone's gonna rock that, and it's gonna be so cute. This is Dress Barn vintage dead stock. It still has its tags. In the store, they were looking for $5.99 for it, so that's not terrible. But this is a style-based pickup for me. Whoa, the button just, hopefully it's still there. It just wasn't all the way buttoned. Yeah, it's still there. Here we go. I've sold dress skirts like this, I don't even know how many times at this point. It's a little bit of a flare, dark chocolate, vintage Y2K skirt. It's got like a little bit of pleated details. These go for $20 for me. I will put in grunge, goth, you know, those types of keywords, and that will do, you know, that's a pretty solid, easier style-based item. Not a lot going on, but you add those style-based keywords and it should go all right. I was happy to find this. It's packed, P-A-C-T, size medium large, 100% organic cotton. And this is a more substantial piece. Like, we're not talking just like a t-shirt. This is a longer open front slouchy cardigan, which is really, really nice. I love that it has a little bit more to it than just it being like a t-shirt or a blouse. I do believe that will sell that better. That's a solid $25 for me. I'll probably list in the $30 range for that. This color is pretty popular. It's like the chartreusey kind of green. These are 100% linen pants. Oh, they're 60% cotton, 40% linen, excuse me. Made in PRC, which I don't really know what that is. It says Paris, France on the back. Paris, France. But it has a stretch waistband, cotton and linen blend, high-waisted, wide leg pant. Stacking all those reasons to pick things up, right? The color, the wide leg, the high-waisted, you know, the linen blend, all kind of make it more valuable. Now this, I found one of these pieces first, and then in the bin over, I found the other. My eyes were like, oh, wait, is that still the same material and the same, like, item? So I got lucky enough to find both pieces of this 100% silk pajama set. The brand is Julianne Ray. Julianne Ray, 100% silk on this pajama set. Isn't it so cute? Look at the material. It's like this really pretty floral and stripe combo. I should look it up. but they're 100% silk, super soft and smooth. Julianne. Uh-oh, now I forgot how to spell it. Silk pajamas. You guys believe I went thrifting for, oh, it's Juliana, for 7 hours? Man. It's Juliana Ray silk pajamas. Yeah, these are going for quite a bit. Here's a set, went for $35 and it's pre-owned. Here's just a pair of pants, went for $29. I don't really see a lot of shorts set. Wow, this is a 3-piece set, went for $168. Here's the only shorts and top one that I see sold pre-owned for $50. So I'll probably list that around $49. Really cute print, 100% silk. It was a size medium, which is okay. Button down pajamas, cozy. The silk really, really helped that. Now this is just gonna be another bread and butter Banana Republic, extra large, slim fit, but it's new with tags dress shirt. Stretch poplin shirt, comfort, soft finish. They were trying to get $13.99 in the store. I picked it up at the bins for $1. If this was not new with tags, I probably would have left it behind. The sold on new with tags Banana Republic dress shirts were more in the $20 to $30 range. The used ones were more $15 to $25 or even less, like $12, and that's not my goal anymore. So the new with tags, a great size, being extra large, that helped me. You know, I'm trying to be very selective. So that's kind of what I said in, earlier, was I am trying to be selective. So I feel confident in the items that I'm picking up. This is brand new with tags, Bloom Chic. This is not an expensive brand. It's a boutique-y, lower price brand, but it is a size 14-16, which is an extra large, new with tags, and look at this print. Very, very pretty. This is boho. It's a full maxi length dress, and these on eBay were going for between 20, 30, even some of them were 35, 40 sold. And I think because of the size, the style, the new with tags, the colors, and the, the boho hippie kind of prairie that I can put in with this, I feel confident I can get that $20 mark, which is where I want to be. Now this needs a little bit of cleanup. It had some little fuzzies here, and I think that might be why someone else left it behind. But the brand is Overland, and this is 80% baby alpaca made in Peru, and I do believe it's reversible. And it's got this like tan kind of inside. It's a very soft cardigan. Open front. I don't think there's any buttons. Very, very soft. That baby alpaca is just the best. So it's a combo maroon, tan, kind of taupe color, 80% baby alpaca. It'll take me about 5 minutes to sweater shave. It's like underneath the, like, your most common areas of a lot of sweater shaving is like underneath the eye, the arms, or like where you have a lot of wear, right? Like where you're constantly moving, and that's where you get a lot of pilling. Okay, what's this? Oh, this is a great brand. Carbon to Cobalt. Carbon to Cobalt. Size large. I love selling this brand. This kind of gives me like, it's intentionally distressed. So that I will put those keywords in there, intentionally distressed. It has this like lovely brown combo here with this blue, but the brand itself, Carbon to Cobalt, is a good brand. I still do very well with this brand, so definitely something to know. And at the bins, that's fantastic. That's a great sale. This will be anywhere between 25 and 35 sold, in my opinion. We have another fluffy thing here. Didn't bring my water down, did I? Oh no. This is Madewell but it's a 2X. And that's one of the reasons why I ended up picking it up. A lot of the Madewell very small sizes, I'm either putting in my whatnots or I'm kind of passing on the smaller sizes unless there's multiple reasons to pick it up. So Madewell 2X, acrylic, and it's 27% wool. So that's a pretty solid amount. And it does have the button. So this is a cardigan sweater in a plus size 2X wool blend. Excellent, excellent. Last item. Whoop. What's this, huh? Oh, this is a romper or jumpsuit. Jumpsuit is the full length with the pants. Romper is the shorts style of this. Cloth in stone, size large. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about cloth and stone. I sometimes do really well and sometimes not. But this is a size large. It's a full length jumpsuit and it's Tencel lyocell. I remember looking at the tags. So for all of those reasons, that's why I picked this up. Stack, stack, stack. When you're outsourcing, we got to make sure we're picking up good items. Yeah, 100% Tencel lyocell. And it's really cute. Nice gray color, kind of V-neck with like an eyelet detail there. Long jumpsuit. From Cloth and Stone. That is a pricier, expensive brand. It's just sometimes whether or not you're going to get the resale value out of it. Okay, last bag. This is all I got at 2 hours at a regular Goodwill. Like I said, after the discounts that I got for having points, my total was $54 with tax and everything. Gosh, I only got 9 items. That's it in here, huh? That doesn't seem like a whole lot for 2 hours of time, huh? Jeez, 54 divided by 9 items, so average cost of goods is $6 per item. And I'll tell you, one of the items I picked up saved me, meaning it's going to be a higher value item and it made it worth it. Thank goodness. Now this is Eileen Fisher size extra large and they only put $4.69 on it. And this is the regular retail Goodwill now. So that's not terrible. I mean, I think that's actually pretty good. Eileen Fisher in an extra large, so that size will help it. A lot of times I'm finding smaller Eileen Fishers. And it's 100% organic linen, so that's also great. And a very classic white and black stripe. So nothing wrong with this pickup. My average per item is $6, but this was actually only $4.69. And this is going to be a $25 to $30 sale. 100% organic linen, Eileen Fisher, extra large, and some style-based keywords here. This is very classic, preppy, nautical, right? So, still a good pickup. Now, this is a brand I didn't really know a whole lot about, but it was new at tags and I liked the style. I should look this up since we're at the end here. Reselling. Like, they had a very interesting mix of items. Reselling top. But I picked it up because of some of the style base. Like, here you go. Just look at it. This looks like something I would pick up. This is a mix of keywords to me. It has mixed prints, mixed textures. You could go lag and look with this. You could go boho with this. You could even go like maybe art to wear. You know, it has kind of those boho kind of vibes. See, it has these different textures. See that? Different prints, crochet, and it is like a tunic length, and it's a shark bite hem, which is very common in some of my art to wear items new with tags. The solds on these, I mean, this is pre-owned, 25, 35, 20, 20. That says $10, but they didn't, okay. If you're at the end here, this person, when they listed, only used 4 words, Reselling floral top XL. That's not enough. One of the search engines, the first things they look through is your title. So use those words if you can. 4 words in your title is just not enough. But yeah, a lot of $25, 25, a lot of pre-owns in the 20 to 25. This is new at tags. I'm going to probably list in $35 range. and put all those keywords to it. It's new with tags. It's an extra large. I do believe there was another one in here that was either similar. Yeah, I think this is a vintage. Is this a different band? Look at the size of this tag. It's huge. Look at the size of this tag. It says vintage concept. They were asking $5.59 for this. And again, very much, I'll list these two the same. Look at all those textures, the different tones, all the same thing here. Artsy, art to wear, lag and look, boho. Look at this, is really beautiful. Kind of gives me like a peacock kind of vibe, floral. These both I will list in the $30 to $39 range. This is another art to wear type of pickup for me. The last time I had a plus size parsley and sage, it sold for $30 in a matter of a day. Parsley and sage. Now I'm not saying pick up everything parsley and sage, but if it's a plus size and it has some artsy, art to wear, style based pieces, it could be a decent pickup. And this kind of gives me a little bit more of like art teacher, right? Art teacher, art to wear, kind of multicolor, ombre. It is front and back, and parsley and sage does a lot of that. So that's a solid pickup for me. I'm gonna say that's gonna sell for 25 bucks. Oh, is this the money maker? This is the money maker. This is what saved me here. Here we go. If you made it to the end, bless you so much. I love you. I hope you know I do. New with tags, Diane von Furstenberg. Yep, my girl Diane. Some of her items do take a little bit longer to sell, but this is new with tags, 100% wool dress. They were asking $9.49 in the store. Size 8, so that's not a bad size. 10, 12 might have been a little bit better, but it's an 8 is much better than a 0 or a 2. Look at this. I love this black and red combo. Very much date night, going out. Kind of just like a sassy little dress here, but new with tags. Diane von Furstenberg, 100% wool. And then I'll put in some dark romantic. This almost gives me like vampcore type of vibes. But you probably don't need that on a Diane von Furstenberg. It has pockets. And hopefully I'll be able to find a stock photo with my Google Lens. I wonder what DVF wool dress. DVF wool dress. So that was an excellent pickup, and it's new with tags. Ooh, that one went for a lot. 129, 54, 50, 39, 89, 79, 59. A lot of these are pre-owned. Mine is new with tags. So I'm gonna guess I will list in the $50 range and see what happens. This is Pole, P-O-L. Everyone kind of knows Pole right now. It's very trendy, kind of more of a boho brand. And this item is just that. It's boho. It has a cute little button and some mixed textures again. Some mixed prints. It's lag and look. It's boho. I do like that it's solid black. It's kind of like a closet staple. This I was so torn on. But it's $5.59. It's a 1X, but look how pretty it is. Oh my gosh. It has a mix of all the, this gives me Johnny Was vibes, honestly. Look at the crochet details around the neckline, and then with the combo of the floral print. Like, I just think this is stunning. Now, it was $5.59 because I'm at a regular thrift store. It is a plus size. I thought about trying it on. I'm a 1X, 2X, so I thought about trying it on. And there's really no good brand connected to it. It just says catalog favorites. But I love the style of this, and I think I will be able to get 20 for sure. I will list this in at the $29 range if I don't keep it. Ooh, and this was this will help my sales as well, is this style-based Y2K dress. They were asking $12.29. So overall, the average buy cost was $6, but obviously a couple of these were more expensive. This is $12.29 for this one. It's new with tags, vintage Y2K dead stock. Woo, that was a mouthful, huh? Size 16, this lovely chocolate and cream dress. This is a vintage Y2K prom dress with the baby doll cut, tie around back, satin finish, and it's dead stock because it is still new with tags. So that is fantastic. Again, this type of item sometimes does sit a little bit longer. We already got over prom season. Look at the color combo on this. But they usually sell anywhere between $50 and $100. I have Y2K style-based dresses, vintage dresses, and they go, it's kind of a toss-up. Depends on how many different factors you have. This is a great size, being that it's a 16. It is vintage Y2K. It is new with tags, dead stock. So I'm going to guess I'll price up in the $60, $70 range and probably land at $50. One last item. You guys made it. Who made it? Did anybody make it? Longest ever. This is really, really pretty. And it's new with tags. It's Cacique, which is Lane Bryant. A Lane Bryant brand. New with tags, $68.95 on this. Cacique 1820 plus size 1X, and it's a lovely robe. Look at this floral print. And it does have a wide, this is a sleeve. So it's a nice wide flowy sleeve. This is a great spring. You could even I could see a bride wearing this to any events or, before she gets her hair done and stuff. It's just stunning. $68.95 is the retail, brand new with tags, $18.20. I'm going to list this in the $30 range. And it was $6.99. After my coupons, my average cost of goods, we're talking about $6. And yeah, I think $30 is really reasonable for this. And I will add in some of those keywords, like maybe bridal, wedding, bride, those types of things. I got these glasses because my husband, when we first met, he wore these thin glasses like this. I feel like I look like something out of Star Trek right now. And they were just in a bin, and I thought, what is this going to cost me, 10 cents to kind of show my husband? They're really well made, truthfully, but they're scratched a little bit. And there was a brand on the side, and I couldn't tell what it was. But he used to wear these really thin, when I first met him, glasses. I feel like I look like an alien. For 10 cents to get a little joy, mess with my husband a little bit, that's worth everything to me. Maybe I'll put on a flashlight and try to see what is this brand? There is a brand on it. My eyes are terrible. I can't see anything. So, but either which way, my husband used to wear these and I thought it would be funny. So if you made it this far, thank you so much. That's all of that cost me $120 though. So you have to think about that as well. Cost of goods, still considering all things, especially because 75%, 80% of it is from the bins where I pay by the pound. So obviously your cost of goods on most of those items are still $1 a piece. So what can you say when you have that low cost? But I am trying to raise my average sale price and only pick up items that are going to sell for sure for $20. So when I'm looking at solds and all the solds look like 10, 12, 15, that's not an item I'm looking for. If you're looking at solds and it's 20, 22, 24, the solds, right? You don't want to look at what is available. You could ask anything for an available, right? I want solds at least $20. And several of these items will be more than that. And then a couple of my bread and butters, I think they'll do well. Stack the items, looking to up my game, and 7 hours of thrifting was a lot. Woo! Was a lot. How do we feel about that? I feel like for 7 hours I should get more, but I do feel good that I was picky and particular about the items that I was getting. I'm stacking a lot of the reasons to pick them up, and I'm not just bringing home a bunch of junk. So that's a positive, right? Not that I ever pick up junk, but has to have a lot of reasons to pick it up. So thank you all so much. I can't believe anybody made it. This is one of my longest videos in a long time. I love you all so much. Tell me how you're doing. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.